Did it. Here we are. Here we are again in the home apiary. Hopefully all those people that missed out the weekend, because I was busy, will get on today. And yeah, a bit of weightlifting to do today. Going through this this absolutely crackers hive right at the end here. All those people wanting to watch. People just straight on and off. Well, they look a bit happier. So yeah, we'll get on with this. Got my little TikTok brolly covering the camera today. Just waiting for a few more people to come in, and I'll start stripping this hive down. If anyone's in the room, just let me know that you can hear me okay. Just put okay or whatever you like, I can hear you. But yeah, this I've got to take 5 supers off and then start going through this. I say this little girl, but she's fucking, hive's huge. Huge hive, huge hive. Hello to all those people in the room. Oh, what is it with left-hand zips? Does everyone else have that problem with left-hand zips? They never want to do up. So yeah, reasonably busy. I did orientation flight yesterday, and there was like, I would say there was maybe 4,000 bees out the front flying around. So yeah, just making sure those 4,000 don't want to go somewhere else, and that they want to stay here. I'm going to just ensure that by removing all their options. So yeah, we're going to go through this hive with the 5 supers on it, and yeah, I'll try and keep you posted about what I see and everything that I see. And yeah, if you're interested, just hang on. I'm just getting suited and booted. Well, I only wear a jacket. Haven't worn a full suit for maybe 3 years. 3 years now, and I'm still using the glove with the hole. Not the best thing, but yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So all those people on their lunch break, yeah, let's have a look at this hive. So I'm hoping these aren't all full, because I don't have any more. And the only other option is a brood box, and I can't put a brood box, like I need a step ladder. So yeah, let's not mess about, eh? Hopefully everyone's in the room that needed to be in the room. But I will bring you in. Don't feel that you're going to sit on this outside for too long. I'm just undoing straps and have to peel all these off, peel all these supers off. Great fun. Right, let's just make sure. I mean, this is a late season queen, 2023. So back in June or July 2023, this queen was put in. And she's brilliant, you know, she starts straight off the bat. I do need to make some queens from her, really, before she dies or before they supersede her. But with males, you never know what you're going to get, do you? So we'll start stripping this hive down. All those people with any questions, hopefully there's some beekeepers watching that will be able to answer the questions, because I really struggle to type with my fingers. It's you can use an AA battery. I've normally got one in my pocket. Normally got me emergency string. Must have, always have emergency string. And then yeah, if you use an AA battery, you can control the screen with gloves on. But yeah, I'm not typing like that today. Put my emergency string back in. And yeah, they're sort of doing an orientation, but not quite. So we've got to peel all these off to get down to these bottom 2 brood nests. All this will be honey, so it'll be 30-40 kilos. I don't normally smoke the entrance. I just smoke as I go down, just so the smoke goes down gently. I don't want to force the queen up. Hello. We've got a little looker already. So yeah, let's get into this hive. Thanks for the likes, everybody. Thank you. Right, here we go. So we've got crown board on top. So this is the roof. I always try and use a bit of insulation just to cover that hole at the top to hold in the moisture. But I don't want to travel too far with the supers, if I'm honest. Usual protocol. Cracking the crown board. Not too much smoke into the supers, otherwise you get smoky honey. I mean, it's all right if you're using something nice. Maybe if you're using like oregano or something in your smoker, that would be nice. But you're just letting that little bit of smoke I just puffed in there percolate down and just block everyone's pheromones from telling, well, grassing me up basically to the rest of the hive that I'm going through it. Should be alright. I'll just perch that between my legs, the old smoker, and that just sits there ready for me to grab if necessary. As you can see, this supers are taller than me. And we don't need to look for the queen. We've got a queen excluder in here just underneath this super here, but we are full of bees. This hive is just rammed. I'd love to do another split, but I'm actually out of frames. All the frames are gone, so we just peel this off. A little bit of smoke over these girls, just like that. That's all you really need, and I'll just peel these off as we go. But yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do, but we've got to get on. We've got to get through this hive. I don't want them going somewhere else. Oh, it's not too bad actually. The top one I made sure was lightest, but it's so heavy. Never put your hive tool down, but lifting from up there, I've got to put it down. But yeah, we'll just peel this off. Oh yeah, it is light. That's all right. They are filling it though. See, I've got 9s in there, 9 frames in a 10 frame box. So draw that out lovely for me. Oh, that's good. They've still got a little bit of room to fill. Let's just do the same thing. A little bit of smoke over the top. Just a little bit, just a modicum, I think they call that in the UK. Or is that a drinking term? I don't know. But yeah, this is where they start to get heavy. Bees love that cracking noise. Oh, come on. That's so well stuck down. And yeah, bees use waterproof glue called propolis. It has been known to have some resolving the old cancer and stuff, but I don't know how much truth is in it, if I'm honest. So yeah, this is a medium super, so you're probably looking at about 40 kilos of honey when they're full, and I think this is full. Let's put this hive tool down. I don't want to drop boxes today. Hopefully it hasn't stuck down again. A little bit of a twist to make sure the frames aren't joined together. Oh, bloody hell. It's like lifting up a tank. Oh my god. Hopefully I didn't. Oh wow, that's all capped. I'll pull one of these out for you to have a little gander. That's probably going to upset all the bees. Let's not do that yet. We'll do that at the end. We'll have a look. So same protocol. Some of those frames have moved over as well. To recenter those. Trusty copper smoker just takes the temperature out of the smoke. So you're not burning bees. You just wow. Let's just push this back over. That might have been me just then. They're obviously joined here. So having a little look in the top, they're all capped as well. I might get the Vivaldi board or clearer board out. I think it's called a Vivaldi board. Try not to shake your hive. And we're just going to try and push that across just to make sure we haven't got any of the frames stuck together. Don't want to be hoiking frames when I'm lifting boxes. Try not to shake the hive. Kind of unavoidable this time of year. You know, 40 kilo supers. So a little bit of smoke through the gap again. Anywhere you can get in, just a tiny whiff of that. Let's put that smoker right in the way, Jamie, so you can trip over that. Right, and yeah, we'll lift this one off. And this is capped as well. Right. Hopefully I won't have to lift these again. Next time I lift these will be when I'm taking them off. So right, here we go. And it's a medium super. That's a bit bigger. So I'm alternately stacking these supers to ensure that they've got, I'll show you, so they've got enough ventilation. See how I've done that? Just so I've got enough ventilation for them not to get too hot. And I try not to put them, let's bring you in now, look. I try not to seal them off in the summer. In the winter or late autumn, that's not really an issue. So just looking at this one as well. And we're pretty full. Need to separate these again just so they can draw them out a little bit more for me. I'll do all that when I put it back together. So there's 9 frames in a 10 frame box again, and they're all looking capped and full. Give you a little look. Don't know if you can see down inside. It's just full. So yeah, like I was saying, it's a 2023 queen from Black Mountain Honey, late season queen. Yeah, she's just been brilliant. She's just been one of the best queens that I've had. A little bit fruity when they get to double brood. She's just a little bit fruity, so we'll lift this off. There we go. Gently, gently. And we've got a frame there, haven't we? Little twist. Get that frame off. And I'm actually going to stand this on its end, because there's a bit of brace comb, and that's what just lifted this frame out. And there, what's that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we're 9 in a 10 frame box again. Where's my smoker? These are all looking at me. Try and move everything out of the way of your feet, because I'm quite clumsy. But yeah, there's some new super frames in here that needed drawing out. There's one they haven't drawn out, which is this end one, so that's all right. And yeah, we'll get on. Nice slow movement. So we just want to make sure that we want to get leave the crown board where it is. Polystyrene nuke, this one. Go. Just pop. Oh, it's not too bad, that one. And I'll put it on its end as well. There we go. A little bit of brace comb on there, but there's plenty of room on those frames. So we'll just have a little. So many bees in here. I'll bring you over anyway. Have a closer look. Let's see what I'm doing. That better? Centre screen. Away from all the comments. I can't co-host, I don't know, I haven't got a clue how to do it. Oh, thanks for all the likes, just noticed those, thank you. I'm not going to beg for likes or subscriptions. I just try and help beekeepers that, you know. There's a friend of mine up in Yorkshire somewhere, he asked a beekeeper to come and look at his hives because he didn't really know what was going on. He even offered the beekeeper £100. And he still didn't come. So a quick glance for the queen, glance for any virgins or anything like that. Not seeing that. Last time I was in here, the excluder, this stops the queen going up into your supers and laying. As you can see, boys can't get through there as well. That's a boy and a girl. Boy bee, no sting. Girl bee, sting. There we go. Not a lot going on here. Bees are nice and gentle at the moment, but we've hardly got into them, so a little bit of smoke over these now. Don't go too mad. Just want to make sure that's percolating down through the hive, stop that alarm pheromone going off. So we're going to push them all over to this edge, and then we'll have a little bit of room to work to get this frame out. So I'm just using the hive tool, this end, just trying to push all the frames over. Give me a little bit of room. There we go. Just to get this end frame out, and then once this end frame's out, we're away. So just using, I've loosened that frame, so I'm not going to pull the top of the frame off. So we're just using that J hook on this Hive Alive tool. Looks a bit awkward, but I always do it like this. So try and do everything over the hive. Plenty of boys being set there. So what I do, I use a super frame. So this frame's predominantly for cutting this off, but I don't do it to the end because it upsets the bees. But cutting this off, and then in all this sealed brood will be most of the varroa. They love the extra days they get sitting in a drone cell. So there we go, some lovely brood on there. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled for a virgin, because I suspect they're superseding. Some lovely young larvae in there. I don't really want to put it on the floor. It's reasonably warm today. I'm going to put it to the right of me in the sun. So just double checking, I don't want to leave that queen out, or any virgins, but yeah. So then we've got girls throughout here, and boys throughout here. You want to move the bees, just a light touch. They don't like being touched, they move out the way. Put some young larvae down the edge there. Hopefully it won't get chilled, me leaving it out. I'll try and be as quick as possible. Not seeing any queen cells, so maybe they've given up on that. Let's just put that not near the super. That wouldn't be a good idea, would it? Another little smoke. They don't really need it. They're not paying me much attention. I've got no bees in front of me at all. They all just want to have fun in the sun, making me money. So a new frame coming out now. This is 2025 frame. Nice and light. They're just drawing that out. I've got a good feeling that these bees are going to supersede anytime soon. That's just full of eggs, and I'll show you that in a minute. I'm just going to look for the queen, because where there's eggs, there's normally the queen, and if she's unmarked, that's banging. That means I've had a virgin return. The old queen's dead. The virgin's mated and returned. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled now, because that is a whole frame of eggs. Just looking across that frame, mainly boys on this frame. Double checking, because there could be a virgin in here that's superseding the current queen. It's the only time you really get two queens in a cell, in a hive. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and see what I'm doing, so you can see what I'm doing. Trying to get that as close as possible. Can you see the little white things? Little white eggs at the bottom of that frame. Just trying to tilt that so you can see in. Beautiful though, beautiful to see. She's still got plenty of eggs. Maybe it's just me worrying. Maybe she's not up for the supersedure. But yeah, no queen cells there, so nice and gentle with these frames. Keeping them over to the right, just to ensure that you've got plenty of room to work. What am I standing on? Another little puff of smoke. And finger on the frame when you push it apart. And again, keeping your finger on this, on the back of the frame here, to stop it pinging across, and that squashes bees, and you could squash the queen. So little pinch, and then try to put one corner down if you can, and then just in case you drop it, I've just seen a huge supersedure cell. Right, so we're looking in here, looking pretty good, all full of young larvae. No reason the queen would be on here. Well, I don't know, it's not capped yet, but we have got a supersedure cell on this side. And we've got two, we've got some, and I'll just show you that. Everyone will wonder what a supersedure cell is. So it'll be in the middle of the frame, not always, because bees always try and throw you. So, are you ready? And because there's a bee in there, she'll be putting in royal jelly. But we have got another one. Where was it? Somewhere around here, there. So we're just going to leave that one, and we're going to make sure that they haven't got two. Just in case it's a swarm cell, I'm going to leave that as a supersedure. You can see it's got, as you can see, it's got a little bit of what I call icing sugar on, and a boy cell won't have that. Can you see that white dusting that it's got? There we go, beautiful. So I'm going to leave that alone. Don't think it's a swarm cell. And this is all lovely white larvae, young white larvae. If you can see into the cells, I'll try and get it as close as possible. I don't know how good the zoom is. Beautiful. I'm not going to shake that frame around too much. If you dislodge that larvae, that'll be no good. Like if I shake the frame or anything like that, or bang it down, it could dislodge the larvae, queen larvae, and then yeah, they'll cap it, but it will never hatch. And what normally happens is you roll the larvae. The larvae's got little spiracles like scuba divers have, or snorkelers have, little snorkels that come off it. And if she rolls over, if the larvae rolls over, that's the end. They drown, unfortunately. A little light dusting of smoke there, holding onto that frame so it doesn't ping across. Giving the hive tool a little wiggle, just to move any bees out the way. Don't want to squash anyone needlessly. No one in front of me yet, so I'm just taking my time, nice and steady. As you can see, you probably can't see that side, or you can. It's a little bit spotty with drones, so where she's meant to lay girls, she's actually laying boys. So I'm just going to look at the frame first, and then I'll pull it to the camera so you can have a good look about you know, what cells look like when the queen's getting to the end, when she's running out of sperm. We've got another capped queen cell down here, but it doesn't look great, so I'm just going to take that one down the end here. There we go. Oh, it would have hatched, but yeah, we'll stick with the other one. Make sure there's no way that they can and we've got another two here, so I'm taking these as well. I mean, they are capped, they are quite nice as well. But yeah, I think they've got a little bit more time. Cool, they're nearly done then. And this one was nearly done. There was a varroa in there. That was weird. So yeah, we're going to keep our eyes peeled for these queen cells. Just going to make sure they've got no way of making any more. A few boys along there. Like I said, I'll just show you this cell, this frame now. So that's when what you're going to see is another queen cell there. Look. So that could be swarm cells. So I'm just going to leave one in the hive anyway. And then yeah, if you look at this side, it's very bumpy. And you see, and that's boys mixed with girls. Beautiful. What a wonderful day. Nice weather today. It's the only thing with when you've got a frame full of boys, it's hard to see these queen cells. I don't want any capped now. That's fine. We'll just keep our eyes peeled. What's that? So that was just a cup, and I'm sure there was another one this side, wasn't there? Yeah, very difficult to keep an eye on when you've got a lot of boys on the frame like that. But yeah, so we're trying to keep these frames over the hive. Don't want to be dropping the queen. I'm hoping a lot of the soldiers are out at the moment, which they are, even though these boxes are round. Even residual smoke works. There we go, got that smoker going again. I think the limit is half an hour. I think you've got to keep these smokers alight for in any assessment, if that's what you're doing. A little hive tool, a little wiggle, moving those bees out the way, and then just reaching in with a thumb and an index finger and very slowly lifting out. Don't, you know, yank it so they roar. You don't want to be hearing anything. So we're just looking for that queen. So that's a beautiful. And then yeah, you compare this to the other frame. Just looking for that queen before I start showing you. Don't want to be throwing it around, especially if there's a virgin on here. I don't think there would be. Those cells, it's pretty good. It's pretty well tight in there as well. There we go. I don't like the CO2, which moves the bees out the way. So you can see nice flat cells. They're all hatching those. Nice bit of brood there. But all girls, you know, there's a couple of misses there. But yeah, certainly no queen cells. Beautiful. Good girls. Just gently bouncing the frame. If I feel a little bit of resistance, then I'll lift it up again so not to squash anybody. So maintaining that gap there as well. So just smoking the frames that we're going through. I don't need to smoke this side anymore. Little residual smoke there. Lovely jubbly. Let's get that smoker going again. Lovely. Finger on the frame. Little pinch. Oh, little crunch. You don't want to be hearing that really. And this was a frame of foundation. Bees just hanging around the lugs there. And that's full of eggs. So we'll keep an eye peeled for the queen. Couple of cups there. It's just what they say when they, luckily the frame's all light. It's what they say about play cups. You can see they just start them. There's nothing in there and there's no intention. Obviously with sin cells, but yeah, these are the play cups, what they say play cups are. So just remembering that we've left one queen cell in here as a supersedure with any luck. I mean, if I had the heart, I should do what the hive wants and squash the queen today. But I just can't squash queens. I just don't. I just haven't got the heart to squash queens. This has got some brace comb on the bottom, so I might need to lift it with a J hook after I've loosened it. Don't want to be yanking anything really. There we go. Quite a bit of weight to this frame, so expecting a bit of food on here. Just resting it on the hive while I change my finger positions. Letting that bee out from my thumb. Just felt some little feedback there. And it's a beautiful frame. There's the queen. So she's just hiding in this edge. There she is. Hopefully you can see that. Where does she go? There's her body. She's in there, they're looking after her. Queenie queen. She's got a retinue round her. They're not harassing her, she just doesn't like the light. Bring her into the dark, she might come out across the frame. I just want to see what she's doing. Is she just hiding in there? I don't know why she's just running up and down that edge. I don't like them on the bottom of that bottom edge there, because as you put it down she could walk around and get squashed, but we'll get it back in. Not really check that frame. Plastic foundation, that's why the wax looks so dark. Does she come back out of there? She's sitting in there, so we'll get it back in. Get it moved across as well. Yeah, I'm not sure why she's just hiding in that little groove, but she is. Yeah, I haven't got the heart to squash queens. Otherwise I should have just killed her then. And that would stop them swarming. And stop her ruining all my frames as well as she runs out of eggs. And she just starts laying boys everywhere. So looking for a virgin queen as well. They will inhabit the hive together, mother and daughter. So nothing going on that frame. Just full of boys really. Looking deep into the cells. Oh, there's full of larvae. I'm a liar. Yep, she's full of larvae, which is good, or larvae, or however you want to say it. So I'm just checking these bottom edges. It's where they normally put queen cells. These are boys. That's a boy. Yeah. The bees just gathering at the front of the hive there, at the front edge. Just waiting for me to make a mistake. Try and get them to go back down. Otherwise they start getting squashed by the lugs and then they get more and more upset. Nice new frame out next. Oh, that was nice. So that was my first sting. That went straight into the finger. These aren't stingless gloves, so they can sting through. And I just felt that just tip of the finger there, so we just give the area a little smoke. When a bee stings, it gives off a pheromone and gives all the other bees somewhere a point of attack. So they're drawing this out quite nicely, which I'm surprised at because the wax I used was actually green. Just full of boys, nothing else going on there. Lots and lots of boys. Beautiful. Boys don't do anything for the hive. They're little heat generators, but yeah, apart from that they just eat and do the obvious. Just slowly putting that down, that frame down, and we'll just check this open frame. It rarely comes out. Just moving some bees off my fingers. Yeah, so if anybody wants any advice, just you know, DM me. I'll give you my WhatsApp. I've got a business WhatsApp number, and you can contact me through that. We're just full of boys here. Hatch and brood and boys. Lots and lots of boys. So hopefully we've got some good genes out there, some nice docile genes. Just looking into those cells, nothing else going on there. Beautiful. Lots of drones, lots of boys. Just having a look into the hive as well. Great deal going on down there. And then what I'll do, yeah, I think I am gonna look through this bottom box. So yeah, smoke them all down, push the frames across, get the other frame back in, and we'll pop the box and we'll put it on top of a queen excluder. Hopefully the smoker will light itself again. We'll get it going. There we go. There we go. A little bit of smoke. And then we'll push all those frames across and get the box off. It's up to you how you want to do it. You can do the frames individually. Just try and have as little contact on the box as possible, and that way you won't, and the frames, and that way you won't squash anyone. You get the odd bee gets squished, but that's life. Can't do an inspection without squashing bees. Well, I thought that was another sting there, but we're all right. So just pushing this frame flat, because sometimes they buckle out, and then when you put the frame in, you scrape all the brood. But yeah, that'll certainly drop the varroa if I cut all that off. So I'll give that a shake and I'll show you. This is where the bees get upset. But it's a good way of integrated pest management, I think they call it. So a little shake left and right really, then up and down. And I'm just going to remove that whole bit of brood there. You'll see when the frame comes back, you'll see how much has been removed. So literally that'll go in my wax. There we go. See how we removed all of that, and that will just go in my wax collector, and I'll melt that down for frames next year. There we go. Don't like putting brood back in, but crushed brood that is, back in, but we've got to do it. All these girls have come out on top of the frame now, on these tops of the frames. get some smoke into them. Oh, drop your smoker. So residual smoke. So we haven't actually got, I don't think this is a light. We'll get this brood box off and we'll just have a quick look through the bottom. As long as we're still going. We are still going, yay! TikTok haven't said what they normally say, and I'm not going to jinx it. So giving that a little crack. And knowing that the queen's in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on top of the supers, but I'm going to put the queen excluder there first. Just smoking the bees down on this super before I put the queen excluder there. We know the queen's in there and we don't want her rushing off. There's quite a lot of bees around these supers at the moment. I'm hoping that's not going to kick off, but yeah, here we go then. Let's get this box off. It's normally where it all goes a bit wild. Nice and gentle with this box. It's good. And then you'll need repositioning. There we go. I don't know how to co-host, sorry. Thanks for all the likes. So we just try and get through this bottom box as quickly as possible. You could even just lift it off the stand, peel it up and have a look underneath, but I just want to have a general look as well. I don't think I've been through here for a little while. So despite the bees not enjoying this, we've got to have a look, see what they're doing down here. Not a lot. I might do some swapperoo, just drawing that out. I might put that to the middle somewhere, just comb. And boys, it's not like we ain't got enough boys. We'll just put that there, so ready for me to kick over in a bit. So we're just trying to get on with it now. We've got to the time where the bees are getting to that point where they get a bit upset because the hive's all changed and that's what they look for, but it still smells the same. So looking at these frames, not a lot going on in here. They've got plenty of room, plenty of food. So just double checking for any sneaky cells. Bees getting pretty agitated now. Lots of queuing out the front. Nobody knows what's going on. A little bit of smoke. Another frame being drawn out. They could all do with being moved up, if I'm honest, and that way they should stop drawing those queen cells, because there's not a lot going on down here. They're just storing pollen. Trying to keep those pheromones down, the alarm pheromones, just mixing that smoke in with it. And what the smoke does, the particles of the smoke actually stick to the antenna. So it's like taking the mobile phone off your son or daughter. They just can't contact anybody, and they can't receive calls either. So doing everything over the hive. Nice bit of brood there, as you can see, that just needs moving in. Looking pretty good. Not seeing any other queen cells. I don't know if that's gone out. Sometimes it comes back. Lots of bees out front now, just wondering what the hell's going on. Where's our hive gone? Being very gentle with these girls. Nice, pulling the frames out nice and gently, resting, changing our grip onto those lugs. Wow, nice slab of brood there, and the same the other side. So we're doing all right. So we're just blowing these bees off the bottom of the frame. Try not to do too much with show and tell. I do have to get on. The bees are getting pretty upset. That all looks fine. And I think the saying is tight, bright and round. Something like that anyway, is what you, when you talk about brood being good. So trying to move nice and slowly, no jerky movements. They pick up on that. Trying to keep that alarm pheromone down. Lots of population here. I would estimate about maybe 40,000 bees in here at the moment. Keeping everything over the hive. What an ugly frame. That could do with coming out, if I'm honest. I'm going to have to shake that off just to make sure we haven't got any superseed or any swarm cells on there. So when we shake frames off, we go inside the hive and that shouldn't cause an alarm as long as you lift it out nice and steady. See, that's awful. I should pull that out really. I'm going to put that on the outside and then put this nice fresh frame on the inside, and that way as the brood comes out of it, I can as the brood comes out of it, I can replace it. Look at all these bees down this edge. You want to die? They're just landing and running straight up and going up and in. So I'm going to put this right in the centre. Get rid of that horrible frame. Little wiggle of the hive tool. Oh, should have put my finger on that. See how that jumped across? That's what I'm talking about. You don't want to happen. I mean, I know where my queen is, but it's bad practice. So just looking at these barely drawn out, very lazy bees. If these are upstairs, they'd draw them right out. Lots of boys on the frames. Sorry if I'm a bit quick. Just trying to keep the inspections down to 40 minutes or so for double brood and 20 minutes for a single brood. You shouldn't really need 20 minutes for a single brood. You should be able to look at 3 or 4 frames and sort of know what the bees are doing, but there's lots of reasons why I use double brood. One of them being giving space in the spring and stop them swarming. Another ugly frame, hardly drawn out. I think it got damp over the winter. Nothing doing on there, just a bit of honey. It was good, happy with that. So I'm just gonna, you'll see now, I'll bounce the frame and just get these bees out the way. Lots of bees queuing now on the outside of the frame. 1 to go, but I might swap that over. That's an undrawn frame on the outside, so we'll just pull this one. Not the best frame, just some honey in there. Dirty frame. So I'm just going to switch it over. I'm going to push that one with the foundation. I'll show you. I should be able to just lift this out. Not even drawn out yet. Just starting to draw that, so I'll move that in. Just bouncing that frame down, getting the bees out the way. Then we'll put this one with the honey on the outside. And that'll encourage the queen to for them to get it drawn out and the queen to start laying in there. So that's pretty much it. And we'll look at these supers now. I'm going to push these frames all back across, put this single frame, horrible frame in, right on the end. So we just pop that back in, nice and gently. Make sure that's nicely seated in place, and then just re-centralise these frames. If you can, in between all the bees. There we go. And I'll try and give that a smoke and then get the box on, but they always come back up pretty quick. Trying to smoke these bees down, don't want anyone getting squashed. I think we're just residual smoke. I don't think this actual smoke is going, but it's enough. It's enough to move the bees, and then we'll have to get this brood box off, hopefully without the queen excluder that normally sticks to the bottom. There we go. We're good. And what I try and do is sweep the box across. So we put it on at an angle, and then we're just sweeping it round, pushing the bees out the way. Otherwise you're going to kill thousands. And we're good, I think. A few bees on me now. Pretty upset. Trying to get this box nice and square, even though I don't normally make boxes very square. The bees don't mind. So yeah, we're just rebuilding now. Pretty good. Thanks for all the likes. Queen excluder. So we've just left that one queen cell in there. I'm pretty happy that that they're not going to go. They're not going to swarm with that one queen cell. Just pushing those bees out the way. There we go. So, quick smoky smoke. This excluder reasonably in the middle, and obviously that just stops the queen coming up and laying in your supers. Not that such a bad thing. So we go with the lightest. We go with this super first, and we'll swap some frames around on this super, on at an angle, and then sweeping it in. So we've got a little dip in this super, and I'm just trying to get it, there we go, seated in there correctly. Can you still see? Yep. Let's pull you back a little bit. Well, thanks for all the likes. I am in Surrey. Just managed to catch that. You're very lucky, because I don't normally answer questions. So what they do is chimney, so they come up the middle and then they open out, but if you let them, they'll just come straight up the middle and then swarm. So you've got to move these frames around. So these outside frames, yep, I'll show you, which are hardly not drawn, just drawing them out, pretty good. We just pop that on the floor, and those need to go in the middle, and they'll fill those next. So we've got another empty, or nearly empty frame, nice new frame, drawn out, a little bit of nectar in there, smells wonderful, looking pretty good. Drawn out, a little bit of nectar in there, smells wonderful, looking pretty good. And these will go back in the middle, just popping them on the floor for a sec, and then we'll move these out. There we go. So we're getting more and more honey, and then we'll get to the cat. So we're just going to start moving these across. The more fuller they get, so we're just sticking to about 5 mil, because we've only got 9 frames, which helps me when it comes to cutting the capping off. Just caught a bee there. Alright, sorry, little squeak. So yeah, you can see they're just extending that. Can you see if I go that way? You see how they're drawing it out a bit further? And that just helps me uncap it. But we're just going to check these other boxes as well, because if they're capped, I will put a clearer board on and get them off and try and extract them somehow. Not finished the honey house. Nice heavy frame. They're just filling that for me, and can you see how they've drawn that out? And it's just easy to come along with a knife and just easy job, won't take so long. So yeah, we're just putting the full frames on the outside, leaving that 5mm gap. Oh, sorry girls, it's about 4mm to be honest, but there we go. And then as we get to the middle, you'll see that these are actually full, so they need to go on the outside. So this is an old frame that I've moved up. Bit of brace comb there, but I'm not bothered if they fill that full of nectar. A little bit of pollen in there as well. Yeah, gorgeous. Nice heavy frame, maybe 2 kilos at the moment. So let's push that to the right. That'll be all right. All right on the right. Just trying to maintain that 4 or 5mm, just so they pull those frames out. And then we'll just have a look at these being capped. So then we want the empty frames, so we'll go right to the outside of the box. So a little bit of reorganising. Empty frames in the middle, maintaining that 4mm in between the frames, and then we'll just push these across. They're reasonably full. Maintaining that 4mm again. And we've got 2 frames to go in there, which are hardly drawn, nearer the middle, so they don't think they're done. As soon as the hive is complete, so it's full of brood, full of food, full of pollen, that's when they swarm, because that's all they've got left to do. They've only got to swarm, and then that's it. What else can they do if the hive is all sorted and full? Nice empty comb going in. Oh, just trying to maintain that 4mm between these frames, just to make my life a bit easier. And we'll start building this up. Just move these bees here, don't want them getting squished. We'll go with the next box, which is in a similar situation. I think it may even be capped, but if I take too much room from them with a clearer board, they'll swarm as well. So they're used to having lots of room. Oh, so I just got stung in the wrist. Always the way. Give that area a little smoke. So yeah, as that always happens, you end up squashing a bee here, and she pushes a sting through and gets you. Always the way. Right, crack on. So we just push these frames up, and we've got to do the same, I think. These are empty and these are capped, so we'll do the same job while we're here. Trying to create a bit of room. Not capped, pretty good. Get that on the floor, and we'll move these back into the middle in a minute. That's not too bad actually. I might leave that. It's not as full as I thought. So let's put that fuller one on the outside, maintaining that 4mm. That doesn't happen very often. Pushing that over, that's not too bad. Trying to create a little bit more room. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, there's 10 in here, see, so maybe I could pop one out. We've got capped one. Nah, they're just top capped. Otherwise I'll pop one of these and make some more cap comb. There we go, and then we'll just go straight on top of this with the other ones. Sorry about the funny noises, but these are bloody heavy. And that nice and square. Can you see what I'm doing? Oh, have I got to do something, have I? Oh great, well I'll take my glove off, and if I get stung I'll sue TikTok. What is this? Drag something from here to there. Yeah, I can continue. Get my glove back on. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. Yeah, stung right in the wrist there, look, today. See that one? Let's get my glove back on before I get another one. So yeah, we're just rebuilding this hive, and then yeah, I should be calling it a day. I don't even know, maybe that's been an hour. But I'll, you all right out there? Let's bring you back in, but you can see, crazy. You can watch me do a bit of weightlifting. Yeah, I think that's a good 5 foot. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So there's 9 in this box, and I'll take a frame out down here, even though you can't see what I'm doing. Spin this round. I'm gonna go down there. There we go. Now you can see, so there's 9 frames in this box, and I'll pull out a middle one just to show you what a cap frame looks like. So yeah, pretty good. Actually feels reasonably light, if I'm honest. Maybe that was just me. That's what every beekeeper wants to see. 99.9% capped. Beautiful. Beautiful UK honey. Yummy, yum, yum. Olivia's honey.co.uk. And yeah, it looks like they're all capped. Let's get a clearer board and put it on top. Should I bother? I'm not, I'm just going to put that on the hive. So yeah, so everybody can have a laugh. So you can all have a laugh at me. I'll pull this back a bit and you can see me struggle to get this box on. No one laughing. No one laughing. Yeah, it's a lovely frame, right? And that's the whole box. So you can imagine how much that weighs, and that's a medium super on a Langstroth. So yeah, you're talking 40 kilos. It's lucky I lift batteries for a living. So yeah, try and clear all these bees. I don't want another sting in the wrist. And I'm telling you, that's a heavy frame, heavy box. Bit unorthodox, but don't know how else to get it on there. We're looking pretty good. Is that nice and square? That'll do. I think I've pulled some of the polystyrene off there. Luckily it's still sealed. And then you always make sure that they don't get to the top. Let's have a quick sort out. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same as what I did before. Stop them chimneying. This is what I'm saying about them when they chimney. If you look, middle frames have got something in, and then these outside frames have got nothing in, so we'll have a little sort out. So we take these full frames, put them on the outside. I say full, they're not capped quite, it's not in dark, that dark honey. Just dot them about the garden. So another one with a little bit of nectar in it, nice and shiny. And then we'll just move these empty combs in. So when they hit the roof, there's plenty of space. They're like, oh, we're full up there. But in fact, they're not. And is that pretty full, that one? That's empty. So that can go in the middle as well. And then we put the one with honey in on the outside. Just trying to maintain that 4mm, because there's 9 frames in here. 4mm, 4mm, oh, 4mm. I have got a tool in my bag inside that does this. You just push it in the frames, go up and down, and it sets it all. But to this day, after 5 years of beekeeping, I've yet to use it. I don't know why. A bit more. There we go, and then the ones with the nectar we put on the outside, so they can fill those up, fill these middle ones up for me. Oh, I've buggered myself there, haven't I think? Not enough room. There we go, just to get this in. Try not to roll any bees, sorry girls. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, yeah, we're a 9 up here. So just trying to space these out, maybe there's a little bit too much there. Hello birdies. Birdies are very friendly in my garden. We've actually got a resident squirrel as well. Well, I say resident squirrel, we've got a baby squirrel that we've brought up only from about 10 weeks. So it's had 10 weeks in the wild. So we tried to stay, you know, the wrong side of the fence, wrong side of the cage. Just so she doesn't get used to humans, but she is down there, so we're just going to open the cage tonight and let her out. Well, I say tonight, maybe in an hour or so, and yeah, she'll decide what she's doing. So we just get this on top. Thankfully it's the lightest one, so on at an angle and sweeping across, which all goes to pot when, which all goes wrong when the super's full, because you just can't do it. Trying to get that nice and square. Don't want any other bees getting in there and start a robbing frenzy. Not that they'd take on this hive. Crown board, nice and empty. Try and get that nice and square. Where's my bit of thing? Oh, it's in the lid. Oh, I've got to remember the landing light. Only joking. Need a landing light to stop the planes flying into it because it's so high. And that's it. I'll get me board back on top. So this is what we removed from the hive, and then what I'll do is I'll uncap most of this and just see what the load is, what the varroa load is, and how many of these are full of varroa. But this would hatch all to boys, so this goes in the freezer, kills everybody nice humanely, drops the temperature, kills everybody. And then I bring it out and uncap it and look for varroa. That gives me a good indication of what's going on in the hive, good or bad. Get this wonderful lid back on, which is hexagons. They're all off pet cages. All these lids, they're just the bases for the pet cage. So yeah, we're pretty much done for today. I am going to do another live tomorrow, and I go through the hive next to me. That's a bit more interesting. That's being converted over from a national hive to a Langstroth. And I've only got 2 frames left, thankfully, because she was a right pain in the arse. The queen just refused to lay in a Langstroth frame because she's just used to nationals. So we'll just make sure this is not going to fall over. It's pretty good. Everyone's, a few not very happy. That's all right, they're all right, I'm all right. You're all right. Well, there you go, that's the sun gone in as well. Right, brilliant. So yeah, no bees on my face, no bees on my hands, nothing like that. Right, sorry about that. There you go. Right, thanks everybody for watching. And does the bees scare the fox? Scared the fox? I don't know. They'd probably have a go, but as soon as the bees come out and stung it on the nose 3 or 4 times, it would certainly go. It would certainly go. Does the bees scare the fox? Right, okay. Any other questions here? Them frames are super. Yes, they're in supers. Epic, nice and full. Yeah, the top 2 boxes are, and then they just get heavier as they go down. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Daniel, if you're still watching. Thanks, mate. Hopefully you've answered some simple questions for me. Not saying that you're simple. Oh, Daniel, what was that? Did you try and answer a question? Another week they should be full and capped depending on the flow. Yeah, this is, I mean, we're just coming into a dearth at the moment, or towards the end of July. It normally starts at the beginning of June and runs just close to the beginning of July. Sometimes I get it the last week of May, which is next week. They start dropping off, but we'll see. You know, I don't like to take too much off them because of that dearth, when we haven't got any flowers, and then we come to, it just goes from spring flowers to summer flowers, and there's a gap in between the two, and the bees just like to eat. So if you take too much, they'll starve. And yeah, sometimes people don't like leaving supers on at that point because you lose honey, because that's what they're doing, they're eating honey. And that's yours. If you want them to eat sugar, sugar's cheaper than honey. Yeah, but yeah, all good. Any other questions? Yeah, so I would say yes, in another week there should be caps and I should be able to pull them off. Thanks, Daniel. Very. I need 1 box. What do you want 1 box for? So just, well, oh yeah, I already did that in this. I'm in Surrey. Thank you, Daniel. Ah, you got your honey brother, eh? Do you like the bit of comb in there? To be honest, it's not my best cut comb, okay? There has been a rounder brood in it, which is why it looks a little bit dark. I wouldn't normally do it, but people are crying for it. So I pulled a frame out the other day that had a rounder brood in it, which does make the wax a little bit darker than it normally is, and it doesn't look bright and white like you see on TikTok. But yeah, still, the honey inside should be spot on, Daniel. I'm glad you got it. That was quick. That actually, I'm surprised it got up there. Yeah, I see drone cells as well. There was thousands in there, thousands and thousands. Hey, right, I'm off ski. Right, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.